everyone, so let's move towards our today's topic, which is
inner coat of the eye. As we have already discussed that eye consists of three layers: outer coat, middle coat and inner coat. Outer coat is also called as fibrous coat, a middle coat is also known as vascular coat and the muscular layer, and inner coat is also known as neural layer. But obviously in this lecture we will gonna talk about inner coat, which is also known as neural layer or retina. Now what is inner coat? Inner coat is basically a thin transparent layer, and it consists of two parts, optic part and non-optic part. Optic part is very sensitive to the light, whereas non-optic part is consists of supporting cells, and that is present posterior to the iris. Okay, so basically optic part is present posterior covers the posterior eyeball, and if I talk about non-optic part, it will present anteriorly behind the optic behind the iris. Okay, now posteriorly retina is continuous with the dura mater of the optic nerve. Okay, so remember this point as well. And just opposite to the optic nerve in the vitreous jelly, we will discuss in the vitreous body, we will discuss in after few minutes. But the point is in the vitreous jelly, just opposite to the optic nerve, optic disc is present, and which is also known as physiological cup. Okay, so this was the whole topic regarding retina. Now moving further, that retina consists of 10 layers. Okay, now the 10 layers are inner nuclear layer, outer nuclear layer, nerve fiber layer, ganglion layer, layer of rods, inner plexiform layer, outer plexiform layer, internal limiting membrane, external limiting membrane and pigmented layer. Now I have told you all the layers, but you can't remember this right now. But yes, there is one thing by which you can easily remember at this point, and that is the mnemonic basically. So there is a mnemonic, there is a sentence, and if you remember that sentence, you will easily memorize the 10 layers of the inner coat of the eye. And that sentence is, in new generation. The sentence is, I am repeating again, in new generation in new gathering, Ramsha is intelligent person. Okay, in new gathering, Ramsha is intelligent person. If you remember this mnemonic, you will easily remember the 10 layers of the inner coat. How? I will tell you. The first word is in, and I for in and I for inner nuclear layer. Okay, then new, N for new, N for nerve fiber layer, then gathering, G for gathering, G for ganglion layer, Ramsha is the name of a person, so R for Ramsha, R for rods, the layer of rods. Then the word is Ramsha is, I for inner plexiform layer. Then Ramsha is intelligent, I for intelligent, I for internal limiting membrane, and the last word is person, and P for person, P for pigmented layer. Now the point is that there are the layers which I have told you are 7 in number, not 10 in number. Now the remaining 3 layers are very simple. If you memorize these 7 layers, you will easily memorize the further 3 layers. How? Like we have talked about those layers which are starting from I, that is inner nuclear layer, internal limiting membrane, or inner plexiform layer. That means that name of the layer of that name is present inside. That why it is known as inner plexiform or inner nuclear layer. If it is present inside, and it is known as inner nuclear, inner etc., any layer, so same like that it must be the outer layer as well. मतलब ये कि जो इनर न्यूक्लियर लेयर है, ऑब्वियसली जब कह रहे हैं कि इनर न्यूक्लियर, तो इनर साइड पे जो न्यूक्लियर लेयर है उसे इनर न्यूक्लियर कह रहे हैं, तो फिर एक और न्यूक्लियर लेयर होगी जो आउटर न्यूक्लियर लेयर कहलाएगी. ठीक है, इसी तरह इनर प्लेक्सीफॉर्म लेयर तो एक लेयर होगी जो आउटर प्लेक्सीफॉर्म भी होगी. फिर कह रहे हैं इंटरनल लिमिटिंग मेम्ब्रेन, तो एक एक्सटर्नल लिमिटिंग मेम्ब्रेन भी होगी. सो देयर आर टोटल नाउ 10 layers, okay, including outer nuclear layer, outer plexiform layer and external limiting membrane. Now I'm repeating again. Those layers which are present in which are starting from like inner or internal, that means it is present inside. But if that layer is present inside, it must be, and you should have to remember that there must be a layer called as outer something or external something. So same goes for here. Inner nuclear layer, outer nuclear layer bhi hogi. Okay, if inner nuclear layer is present, outer nuclear layer will also be present. Inner plexiform layer, outer plexiform layer will be present. Internal limiting membrane, so another layer will be external limiting membrane. So total there are 10 layers which I have told you, the easy mnemonic. Now moving further, that is aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is a clear transparent fluid which is present between the cornea and the lens in the anterior segment of the eye. And as you know that we have already discussed what is anterior segment. Now aqueous humor is formed by ciliary process of iris, and it will release in the posterior chamber of the eye. Then it will move towards the anterior chamber, and from anterior chamber it will drain into the canal of Schlemm. What is canal of Schlemm? The point where sclera and cornea is meeting, that point is called as limbus. And in deep to that limbus, inside in after limbus, below limbus, there will be a canal, and that canal is called as circular canal, and that canal is called as canal of Schlemm. Now lens is present between the anterior and posterior segment of the eye, and anterior and posterior pole are also present. And lens is not very much important, but you have to remember that lens is the point of identification which is dividing the eye into anterior segment of the eye and posterior segment of the eye. In front of lens, anterior segment of eye is present, and behind lens, posterior segment of the eye is present. And the last part is vitreous body, which is a jelly like fluid which is present between the lens and the retina. Okay, so this was the whole topic regarding inner coat and eye. Till then, work hard, study hard, and good luck. Bye bye, take care, thank you.